Today we're celebrating the first birthdays of our Numbats, Sam and Mackenzie, and this is a major milestone because Sam and Mackenzie are Numbats, which are an endangered species. They've faced many challenges in recent decades with declining numbers, so every individual really counts. These animals had a bit of a tricky start to life as their mum had difficulty rearing them on her own, so the dedicated team of keeping and vet staff stepped in order to make sure they had the best chance of thriving.
So it was quite a privilege for me to be involved with them with these two, with the hand raising. It's not that often that as a vet we get to be this intimately involved in the raising process, but I was lucky enough this year to be one of the hand raisers. So initially when they're like a 26-gram animal, they're taking half a mil of milk, and that's all they can take at each feed, but we're having to do that 6 times a day, so every 4 hours. As they get a bit older, they're taking larger volumes and we can slowly reduce the number of feeds, and then as they get even further developed, then we can start adding in some of their more natural diet and weaning them onto an adult diet. And so now they're well on their way, and we've got Mack, he's just shy of 500 grams, and Sam's just hit the 400-gram mark too. So that's pretty amazing that in that amount of time they've gone from 30 grams to 500, and that's thanks to the hard work of all the team involved in raising these guys.
Perth Zoo is the only zoo in the world that houses Numbats and breeds them for release to the wild. So it's quite an important program. Through the breeding program, we hope to protect the species and ultimately release enough individuals to the wild that they thrive and become a self-sustaining population, so we don't lose them to extinction. And that's why individuals like Sam and Mack are so important to the conservation of the species. Although usually we would release these animals to the wild, Sam and Mack were hand raised, so we'll be keeping them here at Perth Zoo. They have a safe home here and they can help to raise awareness for conservation of the species, and hopefully they'll also be able to contribute further by having babies of their own.
It is such a rewarding process to see them go from these tiny little vulnerable creatures to these now outgoing, vibrant and curious creatures. They're gorgeous, they really are such a special animal.
This is just part of the work that we do here at Perth Zoo behind the scenes. You might not always see it, but it is always happening. You should definitely visit the Numbats here in the exhibit, as we're the only zoo in the world in which you can see them.